Guys, welcome back to another Mod Review Mondays. Hope everyone had a good Easter, had some chocolate, some candy, hung out with some family. Today we're going to be looking at the Freightliner FLD 120 by Veilside Custom Rigs, formerly known as Eastside Mods. We're going to be looking at version 2.3 today, and it runs you about $28.50. It's pretty specific, so right under $30. With this mod, you get the truck. It also comes with a Creech Bomb sound pack as a link. You could get that on Steam, though. You'll need it for the motors. And then it also comes with download links for a bunch of Slav Jerry's motors, which again you could have on Truckee and they'll run it. So not much out here in the mod manager. Let's hop in the game and see what it has to offer. So as you can see right here in the truck purchase menu, there's only one option. Everything can be changed within, and the spec they got right there off the rip is $67,000. So let's head in. Alrighty, so here we are looking at our cabins. I'm going to let you all know right now, though, this truck doesn't have any dependencies. And what I mean by that is, for example, you could run the shortest frame and put this cab on and it will hang off the back. Um, you know, somewhere in the coding, I'm assuming, somewhere in the coding, there's normally dependencies. Like if you've seen some of our past reviews, certain chassis aren't available for certain cabins. This truck doesn't have that. It's just, change it as you will to make it look correct. So, for cabins, we have our raised roof here, window on the back, on both sides, full stand-up sleeper. Right here we have our day cab. We have a flat top 60-inch window in the back, which from outside kind of looks like double windows, which is interesting. We also have our 36-inch flat top with diamond window on the side, as well as a window on the back. And then we have our legacy sleeper. Huge, huge, huge RV looking sleeper on this. As you can see right here is a good example. Fifth wheel's kind of clipping with the quarter fenders and the wheels. Obviously, you would want to run a longer chassis with this. So, like I said about the dependencies, this is a prime example of it. All right, so here we are looking at chassis now. With these, you're kind of going to have to go through and look at them. The descriptions aren't really the best. So right here we have our 6x4 long. This says 6x4 long paint, but as you can see, it's a bit shorter. We also have our 8x4. We have a stretched 6x4, an extremely stretched 6x4, which looks goofy with this, but again, if you throw the legacy sleeper on, it'll probably look a bit better. We have a short 6x4, and as you can see, this is with the accessories too. Fuel tanks clipping through into your tires. Just change your fuel tank, but it is what it is. And then we have this stretched one too, which is a bit shorter than that one. Alright, so for motors, if you go here, you'll notice that Creech Bomb doesn't pop up. This truck utilizes all his motors, so all these motors are just Creech Bombs and probably a mix of Slavs too, all that. So these motors aren't exclusive for this truck, so you could just, these are on Steam or whatever, so I'm not really going to go through these because they're not really truck specific. So here for transmissions, we got a decent little variety. We got 10 speed, 13, 10 with the retarder. We got an 18 speed, 6 speed Allison. Let's see, 13 with the retarder, 7 speed Allison, 18 with the retarder, 10 speed Allison, and then the 6 and 7 both with retarders as well. So for interiors, you only get one actual option, and I will show you the interior of each of the cabins. Here we have the day cab, which, oh boy, I got stuck in the sleeper that doesn't exist. So in the day cab, you'll notice there is no back window, which if we go outside, you'll notice there is a back window. So the back window doesn't show up. I do like the wood textures, and the pedals are cool. This is your stand-up sleeper. So you got your microwave, a little storage, a little TV back there. We could swing back here into the sleeper. Which, yeah, we do have our windows there and stuff. All right, so yep, that's that. Our lower bunk. Here we have our 60-inch sleeper. So essentially just the stand-up, but without the stand-up part, if you will. And I noticed that there is no window in here for the back, but there is one on the outside if we check. Here's our 36-inch sleeper. Again, there is a back glass on the outside, no back glass on the inside. Loop around here. And then here is our absolutely massive legacy sleeper. So you see we got a fridge, we got cabinets, sink, cabinets down here, we got a bed, more cabinets above the bed. Oop, sorry. And this is your legacy sleeper. Alrighty, so for paint jobs, we got some metallic stripes. Some of these you can change the color of everything. Some of them you could just change the color of the base or whatever. Like this one, I think is just the stripe. Interesting. So this one actually changes the flake, but not any of the colors. We have a matte. Probably do like an army green. Got a matte with lines. I don't see any. I don't see any lines though. We got a beige cream, black darkness, black queen, blue Caribbean, blue light day, sapphire. Goodness. All the colors of the rainbow. Got more pre-made colors than a Crayola box here. We have our custom color, of course. We have our custom metallic, which, let's see. Yeah, you can see kind of the flake, how it's like washed out like that. Up here on the visor looks good though. That doesn't look too bad. And we have some pre-made metallics. This one we could change our chassis color. That might change tanks or something, I'm not sure. This one's a nice half and half, so you can do your top half, your bottom half, and again, these might be for tanks or accessories I don't have selected yet. And then we got this one, which again just really changes the flake. It doesn't change your stripes. Alrighty, so time for our accessories. Of course, we're going to start up front with our bumper. And again, with this, you kind of just got to go through and see. It's not really clear what some of these are. Here's our accessory slots. We have all these lights, which I'm not going to go through like I normally do, simply because all of these lights are, I don't want to say taken per se, but there's this light pack on Steam called the Flatline Light Pack, and these are all the lights from it. So, but if you go here, it shows that it's under this mod, so he just took those lights and threw them under there. So I'm not gonna go through all these lights because they're free on Steam. So if you want them for your truck, get them on Steam. I'll even leave a link in the description if you want those lights. So for bumpers, here we go. We got three. We got the three with the chrome on the bottom. Again, with these, it's pretty much all the Flatline pack. I don't think, yeah, no lights from him. So, we got that with lights in the back. Got the diagonal lights, which we will throw one of these on so we could see what it looks like at night. Oh yes, so like I said, no dependencies or whatever. If we choose a bumper like this, there are options for fog lights, but you could also put them there with any bumper. We have chrome deflectors under the headlights here. We got different headlights. So we got all these different ones there. For our grill, we got all these covers. Kind of does it change the mesh in the back? Might a little bit. As you see, like, some of these don't match up. Grill with teeth, it's not, there's no winter cover here, so. Or you could just get rid of your grill altogether if you really want to run it like that. Sure. Right here we could do our shroud around it. So if you notice, like, oh, something looks kind of off, no shroud on it. So you can do that with chrome spikes on it. Here you could do your hood mirrors. As you can see, that's kind of pulling from somewhere down there. It's not supposed to be like that. And there are, let's see, hood mirrors on either side. Here we have our bug deflector. So that one kind of goes on the side right there. You have an eagle, swan, and a hood scoop, if you like that style. Moving on back, there are no wheels that come with this truck, just SCS wheels. So we can skip past that. These nodes are in funky spots, man. Right here we got custom light bar. You could run the lights on there, or you'll notice it cuts a hole out for your exhaust, depending on what exhaust you choose. And that as you can see, that kind of layers over it because there's already a hole there. So it just kind of layers over it. But it just gives you light nodes essentially. Up here we got visors. And again, all the light nodes are the flat line pack. And let's see here. You can take it all off if you want. And I'll show you the visors on the day cab for the flat tops. I'll stitch that in right here just because they're a little different. Alrighty, so for visors on the lower cab options, we have some different options. So we got a full mount visor, we got a bow tie, just our stock black one, or painted one. We got like a custom bow tie, another custom bow tie just a bit lower. Got the painted version of them. Again, the light nodes are the flatline pack. So that's our visors. We also do have an option for cab lights, which in the flatline pack, there's only a couple down here. Yeah. And then you got your SCS ones as well, they'll work. And you have a horn adapter. All the SCS horns will work for that. And that's our other light option. But with the 36-inch and 60, you do have a turboing option. And there are light nodes on the back of it. You do have your plates you could throw in your windshield if you want. This is our interior. Right here you have a trim for your windshield. So you got chrome in different styles. You got the girl on the side, plastic, regular chrome, or black. You do have an interior light option, which you could choose out here. So we'll just do, we'll do red to match. Right here you can choose your mirrors. So like I said, they're kind of backwards because that's not painted. And then again, interestingly, like no lollipops to really, oh, there we go. My bad, spoke too soon. We got different antennas here. Sorry, my camera keeps moving. I forgot to turn my head tracker off. So a lot of different antennas that can go on this truck, but still no lollipop lights. Here we have the horns. It does put them on both sides. And like you saw, it is different for the flat roof trucks. That's our interior color. Right here, you can throw on rear stacks, which isn't your actual exhaust up here. So I'll just show you these real quick. You got them behind the cab if you want. So for the front exhaust, you have these here, and as you can see, it does line up all right with these tanks. Just note that if you put like front tank steps or a longer toolbox or however you have it configured, it can clip through there, so just change it to where it isn't. You got these, and then you have a no exhaust, so you could run those in the back of the cab if you'd like. We have our regulars. A good bit of designs for you. So here for the cab flares, you could also throw on a chrome side panel. And then if you wanted to, you could do your custom light bearer there, which would kind of clip. So like I said, again with the dependencies. Right here, you can do your tanks. So this controls your tanks as well as your toolboxes. And gives you a light slot right here on the back of the front fender. So we'll go through these real quick. And you're probably going to get tired of me hearing me say this through this recording. But again, the dependencies, so it'll still show you options for trucks that we don't have set up. So this is for like the stretch frame with the legacy sleeper. I guess it kind of makes it easy for me though, because I could just show you everything right here. Because I'm not going to switch frames and cabs all the time to, you know, go back and forth. Like it's kind of a lot, you know. But like here, right here is a good example. If you throw on the exhaust that comes out of the bottom, it will go through the tank. So just switch tanks and all that. But this is just so you can see all the options. You know, again, set it up so it looks right. I'm just honestly kind of being a little lazy with it and just wanted to show you guys all the options relatively quickly. And if it's shame on me, that's all right. I'll take it. You could shame me. It's fine. Back here on the frame, we have steps. We got our toolbox here as well as a APU back here. No lines plumbed for that or anything like that. We then have our FLD steps, and then there's the difference. One has them on both, one only has them on the driver's side. So for these nodes are for the back of the cab. So here we got our arrow. Here we have our rear visor, which throws that visor on there. We also have back lights, so this will throw on 6 lights onto the back of your cab. But if you don't want to do that, right here, oh, I'm sorry, where is it? There's a notorious node. There we go. If you don't want those lights though, there is this backside node, and if you click that, it'll throw all these lights onto the back of your cab. As you can see, if you want a light on your window, you can throw a light on your window. But it'll throw all these nodes onto the back of your cab. Looks like something's clipping from inside there. There is one issue with this, and I'll clip that. I'll clip that in right now so you can see it. Alrighty, so for the day cab, you'll notice right here we have the, oh, where is it? Backside right here. The lights, yeah, you could only see it from the front, and they're not even close to being on the back of the cab. So that node is reversed and not where it needs to be for that. Alright, so back to this, we have our cab shock cover. Even though there are no visible shocks or airbags or anything, you could throw that on there. And the flatline pack is not compatible with this piece, so I don't know what lights are. Again, I don't go through that for just the sake of however many light packs are out there and, you know, all that noise. Right here we have our different fenders. So we have our hump paints, and there are actually on this one, there are light nodes on the fender themselves. We got our half chromes. We got our half paints, our full chromes, no light nodes, our quarter Hodge built. I don't know. Someone pronounced it differently, and I was like, oh, maybe I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Double hump paints. Got another half chrome, and then we have other quarter fender chrome switch I just noticed the Hogue built, Hodge built. Honestly, now I need to look up how to say it. That sticker is kind of levitating off of there. Just notice it. Just notice it. Again, no wheels with this truck. Right here we have our chrome. We have our airlines and deck. So our airline boxes. This one has the PTO tank. Your classic pogo stick, and then a pogo stick further back. Here we have a T-bar. For some reason, lights aren't compatible. Back here we have all of our rear bumper options and light options. Alright, I did skip over this note accidentally. Right here, air filters. You could throw on this chrome bar, which has lights facing in to the back, to the front, and off the side. So that's kind of how it looks on the truck. You know, sometimes it is a little difficult when the nodes are like kind of all over the place. Like you could easily skip over one. I'm really trying not to. I'm really trying not to, so you guys can see everything that comes with this truck. That looks like about it for the outside, so let's hop in the interior accessories and check those out. Alrighty, so as you can see, a lot of the nodes that were outside are still inside. Yeah. So I'm gonna try not to waste time with what's outside. Up here, you do have CB options. And let's see what else we got. Here we have GPS options, so different brands in different areas. You could also put a GPS or a tablet here as well if you wanted, which interestingly enough, this says it's from Cecil's Mega Pack, yet it's in his pack. So yeah, that's not sure about that one. Right here, you could put in a dash cam if you want. You can also change the color of your screws. So, like, you know, some screws have like gems on the end of them. You could also throw a chrome kit on for all your locks. You could change the color of your vents, and this one affects the window shroud of your passenger window there. What do we got in here? Alright, these are all the cabin DLC, so it's compatible with that. Here you could throw in parrot radio, it looks like. GPS on the dash, or a smaller GPS. You can change your shifter, so these are different shifter options. So again, these say they're from his truck, but these are licensed, so these got to be from the SCS steering wheel DLC. Right here, you could change your dash material, so you could have it paint match, like a burly. That's like a black marble, kind of mahogany. Different wood dashes you could do painted. You could do chrome gauges or chrome with the lashes, which for some reason it's affecting these switches right there. I think that might be it. You can change the color of your interiors on the truck, but the node's outside and you can't access it from inside. So right here we have our black interior, and let me see if I can. Oh, I fibbed. You can't access it from in here. We have our blue interior, so white with blue. We got our brown. And then we got a gray and then a red. So there are interior colors. I do apologize about that. Here for the Legacy Sleeper, there are only 3 options. So you could do black, blue, and red. And notice that the buttons back here are still blue, but up here they're red. So you could change that for the Legacy Sleeper. Alrighty guys, so here we are outside. Time for our up close and personal. Got our lights out here. Let's see. Yeah, we got all of our front suspension. No hubs though. Hope we don't need those. We got a actually fairly well detailed cat motor in here. Paint jobs not very clear. Pretty good cuts on the chrome. Headlights. I don't know if those fit properly. To be honest with you, these kind of look like the side lights out of the Project 3XX. Yeah, I don't think these are. Yeah, those don't fit right at all. I think they look like the lights off of the 377 from Project 3XX by oh, who does that? Majeski? Does Majeski do that? Can't remember off the top of my head. Filter bars. Got our mirrors, wipers that do work. Interesting cuts in the hood. What was that like that? Haven't been around the FLD in a minute. Got our antenna, our mirrors, our windows going down because those are the controls I'm using. These antennas do move around too. As well as your interior cable for your CB, as you just saw. There are no motor sounds, and I think that is because he sends you a link for Creech Bombs engines, and I'm assuming that they have a def in them that allow this truck to run. I don't think they run just right out the package. And those windshield wipers are not attached to anything. Interesting. Just there. Looks like there's a bit of clipping. Is that mesh or mask clipping thing? I don't know. Again, I don't mod, guys. I just review the things. Pipes go through the chassis. That makes sense. Okay. Before we get to the rear end, we'll look at that new way suspension. Right there, it looks like the interior model for the window and the exterior model are not lined up. It only shows in certain angles. Something's coming through the truck there. Again, there's no suspension or anything on this truck really. I guess these are supposed to be shocks. Fuel tank. And there's some clipping on the other side too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right there. Something's peeking through. Moving on back, we got our pogo stick. How's the undercarriage looking? We do have all of our hoses. Brake chambers. Airbags. Again, I didn't put lights on just because we're not really testing those ones. Got some chrome spikes there. Might knock those off if the trailer's low enough. Are those hovering? Oh, wait. Yo, those are clipping into the metal and they're literally hovering. Well, nice. There's that. What's going on there? Some mesh problems? It doesn't look right. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. You buying this thing? Yay, nay? I really do want to know. We're not going to do a test drive in this episode simply because A, I messed up and didn't put the Creech bomb pack that he put in, or that he linked for me, so I don't have any motor sounds. And B, if I did use those, they're not his sounds, they're outsourced from free packs, so you know, you can go download them for free, listen to all of them for free, and keep them for free or delete them for free. So I don't really see a point in me going over the motor sounds for that. So let's, before I forget, let's do the up close and personal of the interior here. All right, so here's our interior. We got, I probably should have picked a different shifter. Got our gauges. AC controls, radio, another radio. Let's turn the ignition on. So, okay, so yeah, that is a in-dash GPS. I feel like that's pretty dim. Let's see, do we have window controls? I don't see any window handles, actually. Yeah, no window handles. Let's see, do we have, yep, so our Jake brake switch, we have light switches, yep, and they glow, which is kind of cool. We also got our windshield wiper switches. We have a train horn. I don't like how those just come out of the... You notice that? They just come out of the metal. They don't have a stem or anything. And like I said, that cable does move. The reflection on that. That would mess me up while driving. I'm trying to see where it's reflecting from. Yeah, that might mess you up while driving. As you can see, that antenna goes pretty hard outside too. I know I'm turning crazy, but she's a wiggling. For sure, for sure. That might be a bit overdone. Alright, but let's get into nighttime. Let's take a look at the lights. Alrighty, so here we are outside. So we do got flares down on there. Those are pretty slow signal lights. As you can see, there's no turn signal or indicator lights inside though. We do have our interior light there. Yep. It's toggled with your beacon keybind. I don't see it anywhere, but you can tell it does come on and off. We chose the red one. I don't know if you can see it from outside. Probably not. Then we have our running lights. So as you see, those in the grill. I don't see any flares from them though. Trying to see if I go somewhere darker, if I can see anything reflecting. So let's see. No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like a flare off the signal light, and that's about it. So no flares on those. And then for headlights, we got... Oh, look at that. We do have little running lights in the headlights themselves. Ooh, my high beams on? My high beams are on. So we got our headlights and then our high beams. And you'll notice that with the headlights it's just T, and then the high beams throw the rest of the light on too. So those are pretty bright. For sure, for sure. So, you know, normally we have a better or more things to look at lighting, but for this truck it just came with you know, maybe these bumpers and the headlights. Not really too crazy. So guys, drop in the comments, what do you think about this truck? Think it's worth it, not worth it? Let me know in the comments. You know, I want to know what you guys think, not what I think. And make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, tune in every week for Mod Review Mondays, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Keep those wheels turning.